early style AK47 bayonets. I'm actually handling some bayonets for a friend of mine, so I decided to do some videos. I have some bayonets, but generally I don't collect them or keep them. Sometimes I do, I used to, because I don't store them with the guns and you end up, they get lost or hanging out or whatever. So I'm really not a bayonet guy, but we're going to review some AK bayonets because I'm trying to identify some for a veteran that brought these back from the Middle East. Brought back a bunch of them, so I'm kind of becoming a bayonet expert, or trying to get as much information as I can. So I thought I'd share it with you guys. Okay, the earliest type of bayonet for the AK-47 is this style here. Okay, I'm not sure what it's called, but there are several of them. They were made by 5 or 6 different countries. Okay, and I'll go over what this exactly is and how you identify it. Now, there's several sources out there. There is AK Bayonet World, and there is World Bayonets that cover more than just the AK, but I've been trying to gather some information on it. Alright, so what we have, one thing about this, how I know it's Russian, A, the markings, and B, the way that this retainer goes. If you look, this tab goes this way. Okay, if you're looking at it like the guy said, if you're facing it from left, the pointy thing is pointing towards the right, and if it's different, it's not Russian. So this is Russian. The retainer, and this one's canvas here. It's got some thread in there to hold the strap to the canvas thing, which is threaded through the back here. So that's the correct hanger. Okay. Now this one, if you look at it, there's several different ways that they did this. One is angled in this, but this particular one is the 2 loops that are tack welded or spot welded in there. And if you look very closely in between the 2 loops encompassing it, there's a little tiny hammer. I don't know if you can see it, which is a Russian armory symbol. Also, when you find these, this one has a drain hole in the front. Okay? And, you know, when we get different variations, I'll explain it to you. But drain hole in the front is Russian or Bulgarian. Some of them will come with a drain hole in the back, and the other one we're going to look at doesn't have a drain hole at all. Okay? And that's kind of an indication of what country made it. The other indication is on the hilt there. I don't know if you could see it, but there's a very small triangle with an arrow in it. Okay? So this means it's a Russian-made bayonet. Also, the way the serial numbers are kind of uneven and at an angle, that's kind of the way the Russians did it. It's another telltale sign. So we can safely say that this particular bayonet, okay, is Russian-made, and the whole setup, from what I've gleaned from the different sites, this is a correct bayonet. Okay. Now other countries copied it, or, you know, I had a couple of these that were Romanian. Hopefully we'll have another one and we can show you what makes it a Romanian bayonet. And there's all kinds of variations on the hangers, straps, and all that other fun stuff. Okay, so this one here is a nice one. It's all Russian, looks correct, and is in really nice condition. You know, a little bit of surface rust in that. But here's the thing, this particular bayonet, okay, we have an AK47 here. If we look at our standard AK47, this is more of a modern one. This doesn't have the style of lug for this bayonet to lock on. Okay, it has a newer style. So this bayonet generally, I don't believe, fits on your generic AKs, because when it goes down, see, it kind of does, but it won't. See, the older style, they had something for this to go into a groove, and when this latched in there, see, this thing doesn't really hang on or lock. So these things, even though they're interesting, kind of don't work on a more modern rifles. The setup's different, okay? But there we go. There's a nice look at it. Okay, I put a tape measure out here to give you an idea how big this is. So it looks like about 8 inches to the blade, 12 inches overall on there. And in the scabbard, adds another 1/2 inch to it. So there's a look at a genuine Russian early style AK47 bayonet. Now we're going to go and review a couple other different variations and examples that I have. Okay, alright, thanks. Hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned.